Topic: The story and meaning of Wuthering Heights. Hello everyone. Today I will talk about the movie Wuthering Heights, a romantic gothic drama based on the famous novel written by Emily Bronte. This story is one of the most powerful and tragic love stories in English literature. It explores themes such as love, revenge, social class, and obsession. 1. Setting and background: the story takes place in the wild countryside of northern England, mostly in a house called Wuthering Heights. The main characters are Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw. Their relationship is the center of the entire story. 2. Heathcliff's arrival: the story begins when Mr. Earnshaw brings home a poor orphan boy named Heathcliff. Heathcliff grows up in the Earnshaw family with Catherine and her brother Hindley. While Hindley hates Heathcliff and treats him badly, Catherine becomes very close to him. As children they spend a lot of time together exploring the moors and nature around their home. Their friendship slowly turns into a deep emotional bond. 3. Catherine and Heathcliff's love: as they grow older, Catherine and Heathcliff develop a very intense connection. Their relationship is not calm or gentle. Instead, it is passionate, emotional, and sometimes destructive. Catherine once says that Heathcliff is more than just someone she loves. She feels that he is a part of her soul. However, society does not accept Heathcliff because he is poor and has no social status. 4. Catherine's choice: later in the story, Catherine meets a wealthy and well-educated man named Edgar Linton. Edgar comes from a rich and respected family. Eventually Catherine decides to marry Edgar. She believes that marrying Heathcliff would lower her social status. This decision becomes the most important turning point in the story. 5. Heathcliff leaves. Heathcliff overhears Catherine saying she cannot marry him because he is poor. He feels deeply hurt and humiliated. Because of this, Heathcliff leaves Wuthering Heights and disappears. For several years no one knows where he is or what happened to him. 6. Heathcliff returns. Years later Heathcliff returns, but he is completely changed. He is now wealthy, confident, and filled with anger. Although he still loves Catherine, he also wants revenge against the people who treated him badly. This includes Catherine's brother Hindley and even Edgar. 7. Conflict and tragedy: when Catherine sees Heathcliff again, their emotions return with full force. Even though she is married to Edgar, she cannot stop loving Heathcliff. This creates a painful love triangle. Catherine becomes emotionally unstable because she feels trapped between her love and her social position. Eventually the stress damages her health. 8. Catherine's death: Catherine becomes very ill and eventually dies after giving birth to her daughter. Her death completely destroys Heathcliff emotionally. Even after her death, Heathcliff cannot let go of his love for her. He continues living with anger, grief, and obsession. 9. Ending of the story: the story ends with Heathcliff still haunted by Catherine's memory. Their love never truly ends, but it also never brings them happiness. Instead, their passion leads to suffering and tragedy. Performing arts character analysis. Heathcliff is one of the most complex characters in literature. At the beginning he is a vulnerable orphan who simply wants love and belonging. However, after being rejected and humiliated, he transforms into a dark and revenge-driven person. His love for Catherine becomes obsessive. Instead of bringing him peace, it turns into anger and destruction. Catherine Earnshaw: Catherine is also a very complicated character. She truly loves Heathcliff, but she also desires wealth, status, and comfort. Because of this, she chooses to marry Edgar Linton. This decision creates a conflict between her heart and her social ambitions. Her inability to reconcile these two sides eventually leads to her emotional breakdown. Edgar Linton: Edgar represents stability, social order, and traditional values. He genuinely loves Catherine and wants to protect her. However, he cannot understand the deep emotional bond between Catherine and Heathcliff. Because of this, he becomes part of the conflict. Performing arts themes and meaning. 1. Obsessive love: the relationship between Catherine and Heathcliff shows how love can become destructive when it turns into obsession. Their emotions are so strong that they cannot live peacefully. 2. Social class. Another important theme is social class. Catherine believes that marrying Heathcliff would damage her social position. This shows how society's expectations influence personal choices. 3. Revenge: after being humiliated and rejected, Heathcliff becomes obsessed with revenge. his desire for revenge causes suffering for many people around him. 4. Nature versus society. The wild landscape of the moors reflects the untamed emotions of the characters. Nature represents freedom and passion, while society represents rules and expectations. Clapperboard conclusion. In conclusion, Wuthering Heights is not just a love story, it is a tragic story about passion, pride, revenge, and the consequences of difficult choices. The relationship between Catherine and Heathcliff shows how powerful emotions can shape people's lives and sometimes destroy them. Even though their love is intense and unforgettable, it ultimately leads to tragedy. Thank you for listening.